Well, it's that time of year again to pull out the Christmas decorations and try to remember how it all goes together. Well, sometimes I even amaze myself. On this bucket, I labeled it working icicles and post lights, so I know exactly where all this stuff goes. And then I look into the bucket and I've forgotten what I've done. Look at this. House. I put little tape on them so I know that these go to the house. I use magazine holders to wrap my cords around, and so this bucket I know they work. Now I have this other bucket, and that's probably lights that I didn't get to go through last year, and they're not labeled. They might not be working, or maybe only half of them are working. It pays to be organized. Just makes things so much easier. All this is a piece of masking tape, and that way it's labeled and put away right. Putting away the Christmas decorations makes setting up a whole lot easier. And then I found this one, 1/3 not working. That's helpful. That way I can decide, do I want to use this one or not? Or do I want to work on repairing it? It's good to have things organized and labeled. It takes the frustration out of Christmas decorating. Sometimes it's just hard to remember, when you only do this once a year, how things are. Did I label these bush? I did. What a good girl I am. When they're wrapped around, I plug the two ends inside of each other. Now, when I put it away, they worked. But sometimes they don't work. So I always test them. I plug them into the wall, make sure that they all work, just to double check before I unwind it from the roll. Here's another little tip. Sometimes there's like a long runner for the plug, and you don't want to have that gap when you're putting up your lights around the house. Well, I want to show you what I did right here. Used a plastic tie to coil up the extra wire, and that way I won't have a gap when I go from one string to the other. So the lights will not have gaps. Because really, the only thing that's going to be seen at night is the lights. The other thing you could do is just let that extra wire hang in between your lights so you don't have a gap in your lighting. It's a good idea to keep a little container handy that has extra bulbs and fuses, because throughout the season you may blow a fuse and have to do some repairs. Whenever I have a string that no longer works and I can't figure out what to do with it, I pull out all the lights, because I can always reuse the little glass bulbs. I use some old Christmas tins to keep the spare bulbs, separating the white from the black. Sometimes I take the white completely off and just keep only the bulbs. That's a good reuse of some old Christmas tins, and you pack them away with your Christmas decorations.